We are live on a Sunday. It is, of course, the early part of the NFL season, but in the Bay Area, the 49ers are the number one team. And God, as great a legacy team, a franchise that they are, and they are, the post-game shows, whether it's radio and the Hideous KNBR or on NBC Bay Area Sports, which is truly hideous when you have people like Carlos Gonzalez and Rod Brooks as your talent who have no talent. And then you have, oh my God, talk about embarrassment. The post game show, it's called The Point After on KTVU, where they can't get a legitimate sports person to do their studio show. They have to get verschlinken weather anchor and sometimes traffic anchor. Is it the other way around? No, it's the other way around. Traffic anchor, sometimes transportation and weather anchor, Sal Castaneda, to act as one of their sports people on the post-game 49ers show. That's how hideous. And it's a Fox production, folks. They have money. It's Fox. They have a vast array of financial gazillions all over the place. In one of their biggest top 10 markets, Sal Castaneda and 99-year-old Joe Fonzie. But the worst, Bailey O'Carroll. Hideous. Absolutely an embarrassment. A cornucopia of caca. She's awful. She looks like she just got out of the disco. You know, what has happened to KTVU? I say that with revulsion each week. Now, translated over the sports department. Joe Fonzie, who's 109 years old. Sal Castaneda, for God's sakes, who does the traffic at 4 in the morning till 9 o'clock in the morning. And Bailey O'Carroll, for God's sakes, you can't get 3 people. Bailey O'Carroll, a disco dancer. And where does she buy her clothes? Where does she go to? Ross? Sal Castaneda? Look, I love Sal. Sal, what the hell are you doing there? And you sit like a wall plant and say nothing. Where's the director? Bailey O'Carroll? Oh my God. And Joe Fonzie. Now look, Joe, you're a great person. I remember you when you were about 50. And now what are you, about 129? KTVU, it should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed. Fox, the point after. Well, guess what? They missed the point after. It's much like the 49ers kicker, Moody, who they cut because he was an embarrassment, but at least he could every now and then make a point after and a field goal. KTVU, it's hideous. Speaking of hideous, you have good old NBC Sports Bay Area and that awful, awful show with Carlos Gonzalez with his glasses that make Larry King's glasses look like that of one of the Cars for Kids commercials glasses. Oh my God. Rod Brooks. Boy, there's a breath of fresh air. Fired at KNBR once. No. Twice. Yes. He's a bowl of Cheerios. Isn't he happy? And then you have, oh my God, Matt Mayoko, who wouldn't be so bad, who would be, decent. He's at least informed, somewhat talented. Hey, Matt, can you get better tennis shoes? Maybe dark. If you're going to wear a suit, what is this deal, folks? What is this lame brain deal with these guys who wear tennis shoes because they think it looks hip to have tennis shoes on with a suit? And then Carlos Ramirez. Geez, I wonder how Carlos got his job. Was it talent? Yeah. Was it acumen? Yeah. Was it insight? Yeah. He proves a couple of things, Carlos Ramirez. He's a check the boxes hire. How do I know that? Because somebody amongst the 49ers broadcast hierarchy told me as much. This guy is, speaking of hideous, and he doesn't give you anything. He uses cliche after cliche after cliche, much like Rod Brooks, who on Sunday offered cliche after cliche. All he could say was, boy, the 49ers look like the 24-49. Well, aren't you insightful, Rodney? Oh my God, where do they get these people? Another retread from KNBR. And then on radio, we have the wonderful KNBR crew, the hideous KNBR crew, post game on the radio with Mr. Adam Copes, and one of their 15 fill-in announcers that did the play-by-play to fill in for Greg Papa. You know, I used to think, like everyone, turn down the volume, put on Bill King, put on Lon Simmons, Hank Greenwald, Don Klein. But now I turn up the volume on TV. Actually, the Fox announcers on Channel 2 on KTVU during the game with Mark Sanchez, and I believe his name is Adam Amin. Phenomenal, fantastic. I wish they could do the bulk of the post-game shows. Look, 49ers are a world-class organization. They are. They're 3-1, but we're not going to talk about their performance on the field. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about on air after the game and before the game, but I'll stick to after the game. Folks, these are amateur hour folks. They're awful. They are hideous. I'm being diplomatic. I could say a lot more. Where do they get these people? We're in the Bay Area. And what are they paying them? About 50 cents an hour? 50 cents an hour plus a couple of Snickers bars? Mayoko is fine. He doesn't give us any insight. But compared to these other loaves of bread, the breadcrumbs, he might as well be, Tony Romo in his prime. At least he provides some degree of color and chops. These other hideous people, Bailey O'Carroll, oh my God. And she, again, folks, she just got out of a disco. I'm going to give Maria Taylor credit because Maria Taylor is the hostess on the NBC pre and post game show for Sunday Night Football. Maria Taylor is gorgeous and dresses wonderfully and is out and out a knockout. I appreciate her. You know what? Beyond a knockout, she knows what the hell she's talking about. She's gorgeous. She's sexy. She has panache. But she knows what she's talking about. Bailey O'Carroll, that's the best you can do with 129-year-old Joe Fonzie? Sal Castaneda, what, you couldn't schlep somebody off the street from one of the sports bars? And Jacqueline the Square, you're using Sal Castaneda? God. What is Sal, going to give you a traffic report on 101 outside Levi's? If that was the case, great. But he's not. He's the guy with Bailey O'Carroll, who frankly left the disco a little bit too early. Dresses like she just got out of the cocktail lounge near the disco. They have to know what they're talking about. They have to have a clue, an idea. They should not be a part of a major market broadcast. I'm sorry. Guys, Maria Taylor, she knows what she's talking about. Melissa Stark. So it's not all a matter of, well, we're going to use a nice looking woman because that's what we have to do. Fox, get your goddamn shit together. This is a cavalcade of cacophony. Caca. My God, what the hell has happened to KTVU, the Point After, and NBC Bay Area? Laura Britt and JLC. Oh, that's good. Let's have a nickname for Jennifer Lee Chan, another one of the people who doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. And Laura Britt, boy, that's just a compository of swellness. Look, I am going to say the obvious. I don't have to worry about benefits to me or not to me because this unmitigated disaster is, yes, without a doubt, a total abomination. Hey, look, folks, become a member, become a subscriber to my channel here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. See you later and have a great, great, great day of it.